Yo, how does the world relate itself to yourself? How does the world relate itself to yourself? This is fruition. We made it. Sitting here thinking, right? I was going for my walk, right? You got two selves. The two selves is the higher self and the lower self. We know what the higher self is from knowing what the lower self is. And it's everything that the lower self is not. Your higher self is everything that the lower self is not. So, in my experience, when you change something about or make a choice, when you make a choice or you decide on something, right? Listen to me. When you decide on something, the whole world as you know it relates itself to yourself. It changes everything. It breaks everything down. I mean, not trying to get spooky, right? But it breaks every particle down, every atom. It breaks everything down and everything is changed. The world is different when you decide something or you make a decision. I mean, it offsets like a wave, like to different people. I'm telling you, not something that I've read, something that I know. I give it to you like this. You can't expect everybody to do what you want them to do. You can't expect everybody to do as you would do. Those things are not real. Like that ideal is not real. What somebody should do or could do, right? People gonna do what they're gonna do with their understanding, right? Not saying that the choices people make or don't make it doesn't affect you. It's gonna affect you regardless. Because the world has changed. Now, how relative is that to yourself as an individual? Depends on the relationship, right? Or how close, in an environment, that you guys share, right? But you cannot expect anybody, not your boss, not your partner, not your kids, not your seed, not none of the seeds that you planted. Everything on this universal plane, in the physical, right, has a mind of its own and the will to do what it will. Now, that could be anything. It's going to be the response to a particular situation or circumstance. Be it, I could go out right now. What is it, April? And I could plant seeds. I could put some seeds in my backyard to get my grass to grow. Just because my neighbor's grass is green and I'm planting a particular seed that they use on their lawn right now in a good time where April, where we get the rain, that does not mean that my grass is going to look like, it's going to be green per se and full or even like my neighbor's grass, right? Just because I used a seed, or I planted something a certain way that they did theirs, right? It's not the way the world works, and I might have wanted mine to come out thicker and better than them. So I might have bought more. I might have bought more, and I might have planted more. I might have put more wood on it, right? Things have a mind of their own, and the choice, or the decision that was made, was that in which changed everything, whether I believed it or not. I might have made that decision to go with a different kind of seed had I planted it in the fall. You said, why would you plant it in the fall? They got different seeds for the fall, right? And because on my lawn, I might have I got more trees. I got more trees on my side, so it's more shade. Okay, it's a different seed for that, but not knowing the inner workings, or paying it, or studying self, or my own yard, watching what my neighbor's yard was doing, is like, you know what I mean? Like you can't expect the same results. I can't expect anything, even though that's not a person, place, or a thing. I can't expect the grass to do what I wanted to do. You can't expect nothing to go the way that you want it to go. That's not real. That's not reality. And that is the cloak and dagger, if you will, or that is the misguided or misconception, or the lie that is told, and it has people believing, or we're under this notion that that's the way that the world works, and that's not the way that the world works. Now, before I go into the next part, hit the like and hit that subscribe. For the algorithm, let's get this thing, in motion, okay? You cannot know what the higher self, or find peace, without knowing what the lower self is. You cannot know what the higher self, or find that peace, or that consciousness, without knowing what the lower self is. The lower self is everything that the higher self is not. So, therefore, your higher self is everything that the lower self is not. That's your vices, your desires, your negative feelings, your negative thoughts, anything really on the physical manifest of man, problems and whatnot. Your higher self is your mental, it's your conscience, that's your space, wherever you at. You take that, you don't have to be in a certain demographic to have that. That's where the peace is. That's where we're trying to get to. You don't have to chase that. Everybody can have that. It takes study, it takes work. You just gotta come to work. How you find that, Drew? Go inside, study yourself. Take a moment, find out what triggers you. What makes me behave that way? Why do I act that way? Instead of this way. When I go there, this seems to have, it takes some study of yourself, and you should write it down. You can write it down. Stimulate, find a stimulation other than what you think that you're supposed to. Stop being so available. You can't be available. You can't be so available and accessible to nobody. In my experience, people are not going to do what you want them to do. They're not going to do as you would do. And that's their experience. They got the will to experience this plane as they will, or this ether as they will. That's for them. So what's for you? You got to find out what you got to get. You got to get in tune on what that higher self is. And separate separated from the lower self, or conquer the lower self. That's what the real struggle is. It's not about chasing no amount of money. It's not about chasing no amount of achievements or accomplishments. And don't take it the wrong way. I'm not saying I'm saying what I'm saying. It's not about chasing anything. It's about finding it. And that's how you find it. That's how you find it. You know, how about this? Once you find your higher self by finding what your lower self is. Then you separate the two. Okay? That peace, that higher self will in turn find you and be. Man, it's a beautiful man. So happy to be here, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. We made it, man. You got the opportunity to make anything that you could think of happen right now. People become what they want to be today easier than any. I could imagine it's easier to be whatever you want to be right now today. I mean, you could be anything you want to be. Anything. So just be. Double down and be. You got to double down and be. The biggest battle is from within. You know, you battling your higher and your lower. You battling your higher and lower, man. If somebody want to be bang bang, hit them up, man. They can do it and be on TV. Anything. You can be anything. There's no excuses why you can't be what you want to be. So just be it. Out in the open with it. That's when you're dealing with a hot. We're far more advanced and we know too much, man. We know too much. It's no such thing as having your peace interrupted. That's when we get caught up in our lower self. We're dealing with that lower emotion, right? And the physical, and make problems for ourselves, like something's an issue. There's nothing. You are peace. That's what the higher self is. You are peace. And it's you. So that thing that, that the fake change we put on us in creating obstacles for ourselves that's not there, that's based out of fear. And fear is not real. It's no spooky man with the, with the tail or none of that. That's not real. That's not real. You got two selves. That's the high and the low. Conquer the low by recognizing the high. You recognize the high by recognizing first what the low is. And be. Man, these are things I'm just now finding out as an adult man. I mean, I've heard it, but through experience. Everybody has different experiences, with everything, with family and relationships, with grass and lawns and finances, and everybody's experiences is different, but we're all connected. We're all connected, as one, when you really think about it. That's another video. We all connected as one when you really think about it. But man, I'm glad you could make it, man. This is fruition, man. Everybody have a truly wonderful, great everything. Peace.